Everybody, it is that time again. Going to do my Michael Jordan hobby goal wrap up. This has been my year-long goal where I decided I was going to get myself finally a Michael Jordan rookie card into my personal collection. Every kid wanted one. I just never had one. So I was like, man, this is the year. My beard's getting grayer, a lot shorter. I'm back into work mode, so their beard got trimmed pretty good. But what I decided to do is I was gonna feel guilty about just throwing one on the credit card, and so I was like, hey, how can I creatively get a Michael Jordan without an impact to my family? And so I came up with a list of free ways, creative ways where I can get free money again, bunny ears, finger quotes, to use to buy my Michael Jordan at the beginning of the year. When I set this goal randomly, because it wasn't even really on my radar, my goal really was just to get like an authentic Jordan rookie card, slabbed up, looking nice, maybe a 1 or a 2. And then as the year progressed, my goal also progressed, and now I'm really looking at a very good looking copy. Hopefully, probably like a PSA 8, just really well centered, nice corners, nice edges. Not perfect, obviously. 10s are stupid. 9s are crazy. But 8 seems to be like that good cash value, right? So from 8 to 9 is a huge jump, but from like a 1 to an 8, much smaller jump. So that's where I set my goal, and that's still my goal right now. But so what I'd like to do is talk to you about how the rookie cards did last month sales on eBay. Just looking at PSA so I can do apples to apples comparisons. It was a really weird month. So in November, I was wondering how December was going to look with the Christmas and the holiday season and all the gift giving. How was that going to impact the numbers? And it was weird. So let's talk about it, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. In December, on 12/10, we had a PSA 1 that sold for $2,199.95, so $2,200. There was a sale in November for $1,850, so that is a $350 increase. Not good. A PSA 2 sold on December 23rd for $2,250, so really just $50 more. One sold in November for $1,900, so that's a $350 increase. A PSA 3 sold on December 11th for $2,750. One sold in November for $3,923, so that's actually a almost a $1,200 decrease. Again, eye appeal, so I don't have the two images right next to each other to tell you why. And honestly, sometimes these images on eBay, they're not great. So I think that will also impact it. So maybe the 3 in November was a really nice looking photo, and you could see the edges and the corners, and I don't know. Those things matter though. So if you're selling eBay, good pictures. Here's where things get kind of crazy. So PSA 4, here's one sold in November for $2,716. Okay, that's our base. One sold on December 16th for $2,950. This is one that had a really bad picture. So that would have been a $200 increase. Yeah, 200, 230, whatever. But I was actually keeping my eye on one, and it's this one right here. It ended up selling in December for $3,961, which is it's a $1,200 increase, right, from last year or last month. But look at this picture. It's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous card. I had my eye on it all month. I was like, man, what is wrong with this? Because the picture looks amazing, and I don't understand how I got a PSA 4. So I went to the PSA website, and it's the exact same images, the exact same image on the PSA site that says it's authentic. I had red flags I had red flags. I didn't pull the trigger on it. I thought it was gorgeous. Like, I wanted to get that card. I was like, I know it's not an 8, but that card is beautiful. But the fact that the images on the PSA site were the exact same that were on eBay just gave me the scam vibe. So I stayed away from it. Who knows? I may have dodged a bullet, or I may have just missed out on a card that was way undergraded, because it looks great. Next, PSA 5. So we had one sell on December 29th for $4,000, and then one sold on the 23rd for $36.95. There was one that sold in November for $31.23. So we're looking at about a $700-ish increase, the range somewhere right around there. A 6 sold on 12/28 for $3,900. One sold in November for $2,500. That's an increase of $1,400. PSA 7's got weird. There's some weird sales. We had one on 12/7 for basically $1,200, but that's out of Hong Kong. We had another one out of Hong Kong for $1,200 on 12/19. Red flags. Those feel fake. There was one sold from out of the US for $47.51. Or is that 57? Maybe 57. My handwriting is poor. One sold in November for $52.99, so $5,300. So that's about a $550 decrease if we just ignore the Hong Kongs, because red flags. PSA 8 was really weird too. Okay, so November had a sale of $7,089 for an 8. That's the one I picked out that I thought looked good. There were a really wide range of sales last month for the 8, and the 8 again is like my goal. That's kind of where I want to be. So let's talk about them real quick. 12/30, there's one that sold for $70.23. That's about what it sold for last month. 12/26, one sold for $6,500. That's a decent drop. That's almost $600. So that's not chump change. One sold on 12/23 for $72.71. Okay, so now we're up $200. Another one sold on 12/17 for $78.88. So now we're up $800. And then one sold on 12/16 for $42.61. $3,000 reduction. Now, it has an old label. That's huge. Like, I don't know. That's a big difference. That's a big swing in prices. Yeah, whenever you're talking about $3,000 shift in one single month, I don't know. Like that old label, I would really have to look at that a little closer. Because if it's your card and you know that you could crack it and send it to PSA to get a new label and possibly get an extra $3,000, wouldn't you do that? I think so. If you're planning on selling it, why would you sell it in a position where you know you're going to take a hit like that? I don't know. Like if the old label is authentic, I really missed a great opportunity to finish my year-end goal, and that's really I wanted to finish it in December. That was my goal, but that's huge, such a huge swing. PSA 9s, no confirmed actual numbers. It just kind of tells you that there was some kind of agreement. So we know that it was 3 PSA 9s sold for less than $18,000. No PSA 9 sales in November, but in October, one sold for $15,300. We just don't know really what they sold for last month. But again, you can tell, even if we used October's number, 15,000, that's still twice as expensive as an 8. So that's why my number's where it is. Really interesting month. I feel like there were some opportunities. That PSA 4 that was beautiful, selling for $39.61, that had the same picture as on the PSA site. Oh, the cards out of Hong Kong. That old label PSA 8 selling for $42.61 would have been a steal. Who knows? Another day, another dollar. Let's talk about how my MJ money progressed. I started with nothing. And so if you're new, this is your first time checking out, what I do is I have a dedicated savings account that I put up just for this. So everything I get is I take all that money, I throw it into my savings account and let the interest accrue, which is nice. So it's, you know, like I said, I always say stacking nickels. That's what I'm doing. Rubbing pennies together and stacking nickels to try to do this. So some things did okay, some things didn't. One of the ways I was adding money was through my eBay sales. I sold 16,073 and 69 cents eBay sales, and that's not bad. I'm not really a big eBay seller, so that's kind of new for me. ShopKick, I don't do ShopKick a whole lot, but I have it on my phone. And what you do with ShopKick is when you go to the grocery store, you can scan stuff, and it'll give you points. They call them kicks. And then you can like turn on your app when you go into certain stores, and it'll give you kicks just for walking in. I got $10 out of that. Now I could have gotten more if I was more aggressive about it, but really, other than just turning it on when I go to Target or Walmart or whatever, I wasn't really doing much else. So $10, whatever. $10 is $10. It's PayPal, so no biggie. There was one called Microsoft Cashback through the Bing app. I like Bing a lot instead of Google, because Bing will give you rewards for doing your same Google searches. And actually, I like the search engine. But that app stopped kind of towards the beginning of the year. So I only got $3.21. What that one was scanning your receipts. And what I do is there's other ones that I do. There's one called Receipt Hog, which is an app that I like. And there's another app called Fetch. And what I do is I take the same receipts. I would just scan the same receipt with all three apps, and I would get rewards on all three apps. So I was like, well, you know, tripling up. So Microsoft stopped at the beginning of the year, but Receipt Hog is still good, and Fetch is still good. I still use those. Swag Bucks is great. There's a bunch of different ways to earn Swag Bucks and cash them in for all sorts of stuff. Gift card, tons of different gift cards, but they have a PayPal option as well. And what I mostly do with Swag Bucks is cash back. Like I link through there when we do our online purchases. Like even like when we buy toilet paper and whatever from Sam's and have it delivered, we go through Swag Bucks because they'll give me an extra 1% back. So I'll get my percentage back for using my membership credit card, and then I'll get another percentage back for doing linking through Swag Bucks. And it's really just stacking discounts, but that's nice. But that one, and then you can play games, and they'll give you rewards for playing certain games, and they have a ton of different games. Some of them are awful, some of them aren't bad. Anyway, $875 from Swag Bucks last year. I found an app because the kiddos stopped playing Pokemon games. Stopped playing the digital Pokemon games, but you get these digital codes, and you can sell them. And I found an app that's called Sell Pokecodes, and didn't do very well on that one because we just haven't been ripping a lot of Pokemon, but got $1.56 from that, from just selling those little codes. I used to do better with that, but like I said, we haven't been ripping a ton. He's got a bunch. He just hasn't been into it. He's mostly been into playing Call of Duty with his buddies and not ripping Pokemon with his dad. And you know what? That's just part of life, right? I knew that was going to happen. It breaks my heart a little bit, but I don't want to talk about it. Oh, kidding. I know it. It's kids growing up. Credit card cashback. Here's my caveat. Be careful with your credit cards. Be careful with your credit cards. Be careful with your credit cards. It's a trap. They're going to get you. Like, don't. Credit cards work for me because I pay it off twice a month. Every time I get a paycheck, I pay off my credit cards. So I never pay into it. I never pay any interest because it's killer. It's killer. Interest will drown you quick. You won't even see it coming. So I'm going to tell you right now that I got an extra $2,056.43 in credit card cashbacks, which is awesome. That's fantastic. That alone would have gotten me, a Jordan last year. Be careful. Bank interest. I haven't counted December interest because it doesn't hit until January. But for my Jordan, I got $77.22 for bank interest. So just making that own little account for my MJ is getting right now 45 cents a day. That's going to change when the interest rates fluctuate, but I wanted to make sure that I had liquid cash so I could pull it out and go to a show. Plus, it's fun to see how that accumulates. So extra 45 cents a day, that's not bad. What is that? Oops, throw my calculator around. Yeah, it's $13.50 a month. Not bad. All right. Then we have the Upside app. Upside is, when you hear it advertised, they really talk about gas. And it does work for that. And what I'll say is if you use my link below for any of these, there's always like incentives, but I'm not telling you, you don't have to do it. But if you want to do it, help a dad out, that'd be awesome. But my mistake with Upside was when I first tried it, I just tried it to try it. And what I should have done is waited until I could get a full tank of gas, but I just did it. It's just like, how does this thing work? And I got like 25 cents back for every gallon, which was great. But like I said, I should have waited until I had an empty tank. I just wanted to see how it worked. Because after you do it the first time, then it goes down. Like the first time is how they get you. Like the first time's free, that kind of deal. Yeah, but it's pretty good. Now, I will also say that the trick with Upside is that you need to bank $20 before you pull out. And you can pull it out PayPal also or directly to your bank account. And they have gift card options. But if you have less than $20 banked, they're going to charge you like $1 fee. That just irritates me. So I wait till I have at least $20. But what I learned this year with Upside is that they also have extra cash backs for when you eat out. There are certain restaurants that'll give you 6-10% back as long as you are linking your card or uploading a receipt. I was like, man, that's pretty sweet. So that I use a lot more than the gas because I use our Kroger gas because Kroger will give you points off of their gas for when you do shopping. And we get our medicine there. So we get a lot of points. So it's I pretty much every month get at least $1 off. So I don't know. It's not worth it to me to go to 7-Eleven or whatever and get cash kickbacks for gas when I can get $1 off every month, sometimes twice a month from Kroger. So anyway, Upside though, it's legit. And then Receipt Hog, I talked about it earlier. That was copying your receipts, scanning them. I got $15 from that. That's a slow burn, but it was extra $15. So altogether, with everything, year total, a little disappointed, but also feel like I did okay. $4,768.41. Not bad. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. I feel like I could have done more in eBay. Like I don't feel like I was aggressive enough on eBay. Probably. Yeah, I really feel like that's my biggest one. That's it. So what could I have purchased? I could have purchased that old label PSA 8 and been done with it. I still had $500 to spare. It was just such a weird one. It wasn't on my radar at all. That gorgeous PSA 4 with the questionable photos was gorgeous. If I was more comfortable with that one, if they didn't have the photo thing, I probably would have bought that one. It was a gorgeous card. It was like, I don't know how this got a 4. So that was one where I was looking at the card more than the number because the number didn't make sense to me at all. But yeah, so just going off the number for 4768. Yeah, I could have got a 7. I could have got a legit 7. Man, that's honestly, that's pretty good when my goal was an authentic or a 1 or a 2 to get all the way up to a 7. So I'm going to keep grinding in 2025. Weird. I feel like I need to have x-ray glasses and a hoverboard. I'll keep going, man. This has been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this was a little bit of a long one, but it was a year-end recap. And thank you so much for all of your support and your kind words and your encouragement. I really appreciate everything you do. I love this community. That's it. If you have any questions about any of those apps or any of those little side hustles I'm doing, I will have some links and stuff in the description below if you want to do it. You don't have to do it, but if you're going to do it, hey, hook a guy up, man. I could use the help. But if not, if you have any questions, man, just reach out to me. I'm here. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
We're down to 5. Jordan putting moves on Russell. We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here's Jordan.